This week, police investigate a stabbing as a possible hate crime, and suspected CEO killer Luigi Mangione is back in court. Plus,
it's becoming too much.
Police say they've busted an open-air drug market, this one in East Harlem. Right now, Fox 5's Crime in the City. For our first story this week, we begin in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. That's where the NYPD is investigating a stabbing as a hate crime after a 35-year-old man was attacked following a verbal encounter in which the suspect allegedly made anti-Semitic remarks.
At home, the NYPD's hate crime division is investigating an alleged anti-Semitic attack. This happened in Brooklyn.
All right, police say a man hurled anti-Semitic comments at a man walking in Crown Heights before stabbing him in the chest. Robert Moses, looks like we have some pictures or video or something like that of the suspect now, right?
Correct, Dan and Tashani. And of course, an anti-Semitic attack is disturbing at any point during the year, especially so right in the middle of Hanukkah, and also following that anti-Semitic carnage that we all witnessed in Sydney, Australia. Authorities say late yesterday afternoon, just after 4 p.m., a 35-year-old man was walking near Kingston Avenue and Lincoln Place when another man approached, made anti-Jewish comments, and then stabbed him in the chest. The victim was taken to Kings County Hospital, where he was treated and released. Look at these images of the alleged attacker. He was wearing a jacket with the number 91 on the sleeve and the word genuine written across the back. Mayor Eric Adams posted this on Twitter. Evil, hateful, anti-Semitic violence must come to an end. We cannot let this hate persist in our city, and we will never back down. We are praying for this man and his family, and the NYPD's Hate Crimes Division is investigating this incident as we speak. Earlier this week, on Monday, in fact, I spoke one-on-one with the outgoing mayor. I asked him about his plans after he leaves office. He says they will include speaking out against anti-Semitism.
I want to play a major role in the city to push back on anti-Semitism. I'm really concerned about how it has been normalized, and I'm going to do a lot to stop. And I want to remind African Americans and Jews our long relationship that we've had.
Police are also looking into an attack Monday night on a southbound 3 train at Nostrand Avenue, also in Crown Heights. You can see a man grab another man by the neck. Initial reports had suggested the attacker made some anti-Semitic comments in this case as well, but police say that after reviewing videos from the train car and social media, they don't have evidence of that, and this appears to be simply a dispute over seats. Authorities say they have identified a person of interest. They are still looking for that person. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District tells us that it is aware of the subway attack and is gathering information. I spoke with police earlier this morning. They tell me they have not made any arrests in either of these cases, both, though, certainly disturbing, especially that anti-Semitic attack last night.
So open investigations. They're actually looking for the guy on the subway as well? I mean, just
correct.
Sort of
looking for both.
Because it's more of like an assault case than a hate crime?
Yes,
okay.
Correct.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. We now head to Lower Manhattan, where Luigi Mangione once again appeared in court as the weeks-long pre-trial hearing over evidence in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson reached its final stretch.
Accused killer Luigi Mangione is due back in court today on what could be the final day of his pretrial hearing.
Real Tomasetti outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Do you think today's the last day?
That's what the judge says, Rosanna and Kurt, so we're going to have to wait and see how court plays out today. It could possibly spill into tomorrow, but again, the judge said he was optimistic that things could wrap. The marathon hearing also now in its 3rd week of testimony, and the witnesses who took the stand on Tuesday included NYPD lieutenant, the evidence custodian in Altoona, and an investigative analyst with the Manhattan DA's office. The issue at hand a couple of days ago was whether the search of Luigi Mangione's backpack by police in Pennsylvania was legal and whether the evidence contained in it can be used at trial. Prosecutors say the search was permitted because it was conducted in conjunction with an arrest, and officers were checking to make sure there were no dangerous items in there. Mangione's defense team disagrees because police didn't obtain a warrant until later. Officer George Featherstone, the evidence custodian, testified about logging evidence and placing it in labeled bags and envelopes before turning it over to the NYPD. NYPD Lieutenant David Leonardi said he and a team of detectives personally drove that evidence back to Manhattan, where it was delivered to a crime lab for testing. Leonardi also said he set up recording equipment inside an interrogation room in Altoona after Mangione was apprehended. But when asked by defense attorney Mark Agnifilo if he knew whether it was legal to record someone in Pennsylvania without their knowledge, he concluded he wasn't sure, adding that he was being guided by legal counsel. The judge called both sides to the bench, and the DA then withdrew those video and audio recordings. The prosecutors have called more than a dozen witnesses so far, with at least one more expected after an off day yesterday, which is usually the case. They have been taking breaks on Wednesday, and a ruling on the evidence is expected by the judge next month. He has quite a lot to sort through, as you may imagine.
Up in East Harlem, 12 suspects face charges in what authorities are calling an open-air drug market out of NYCHA's Johnson Houses complex.
Authorities say that the suspects have been running an illegal drug market for years.
Okay, Fox 5's Antoine Lewis is outside the Johnson Houses in East Harlem with reaction to the arrests. Antoine.
Steve and Natasha, officials say that this operation was in place here at Johnson Houses for the last 3 years, and that these suspects are accused of creating a climate of fear and intimidation. Today, federal authorities announcing the arrest of 12 individuals for running what they say was an open-air drug market out of NYCHA's Johnson Houses complex here in East Harlem. Now, officials say the suspects took over the lobby and other public spaces of at least one building here at Johnson Houses, and that they used empty apartments to store a supply of drugs as well as weapons. Take a listen now to the reaction from today's news conference, as well as some of the residents that we spoke to here at Johnson Houses.
No New Yorker should have to live with drug dealers at their doorstep. No child going to school should have to navigate the streets where drugs and guns are ever present.
It's not okay. You know, everything's happened a lot of other places, but it's becoming too much.
You just gotta pray. You just gotta pray and hope that your children make the right decisions and they get home safe. That's it.
It sucks, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody should have taught you better. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do better.
Steve, officials also announced at the news conference that they are looking into possible similar outfits being operated and or run out of public housing complexes.
Down in Cypress Hills, police say 6 teenagers were shot outside an event space on Atlantic Avenue, leaving multiple victims hospitalized.
As 6 teenagers had been hurt in a mass shooting in Brooklyn.
Police say it happened just after 1 a.m. yesterday morning on Atlantic Avenue in Cypress Hills during a Sweet 16 party. 2 teenage girls and 4 teenage boys are in the hospital. NYPD Commissioner Tisch says they are looking for 2 people of interest and a possible motive.
The exact motive is currently unknown, but appears to be gang-related. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. NYPD detectives are following all leads and will provide updates as more information becomes available.
And all of those victims are expected to make a full recovery. We return to Manhattan and go to Midtown, where last week we told you about a woman who was stabbed in Macy's. This week, the woman accused in the attack appeared in court.
The woman accused of stabbing a shopper inside a Macy's Herald Square bathroom was in court today. Prosecutors say Carrie Ahern has been indicted by a grand jury. She's facing charges including attempted murder. The DA says the 43-year-old attacked a tourist who was changing her 10-month-old in a restroom last week. The victim was hospitalized in stable condition. Authorities say Ahern had just been released from a psychiatric ward the morning of the attack. The judge ordered her held without bail.
Down in Union Square, a 73-year-old woman was hospitalized after police say she was attacked in a subway station elevator.
And here in the city, a 73-year-old woman was attacked while she was inside a subway elevator. And now police are asking for your help in finding the attacker. The NYPD has released this video of the suspect they say they're looking for. Officials say on Friday he got into the elevator at the 14th Street subway station in Union Square with the victim and then attacked her, repeatedly punching her in the face. Once the doors opened, he took off. The victim was taken to the hospital in stable condition. But if you can help police locate this individual, you are asked to contact them.
And finally, we end on the Belt Parkway in Brooklyn. That's where the NYPD says their Aviation unit helped capture 2 alleged car thieves.
And a dramatic car chase caught on video. This from the NYPD's Aviation unit. They say on Saturday, December 6th, they helped track 2 suspects as they raced through Brooklyn in a stolen SUV, allegedly. They followed the suspects, after they ditched the vehicle and raced across 8 lanes of traffic on the Belt Parkway, finally ducking behind a car. The NYPD says both men were arrested and the stolen SUV was recovered.
That's this week's Crime in the City. Subscribe for more at youtube.com/Fox5NY.